What is up, you guys? Today I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful wreath made from products from the Dollar Tree. Now, Dollar Tree came out with a bunch of fall items, and that's why I decided to make this fall inspired wreath. I hope you enjoy this. So you are going to need a couple items. This ring thing right here, flowers of your choosing. I decided to go with these ones. They remind me of Michoacan during Dia de los Muertos. If you've seen the movie Coco, then you're familiar with a scene of like Dia de los Muertos and all the flowers and stuff. That movie was actually inspired by a town close to where my family's from and how we celebrate Dia de los Muertos over there. So that's why I got inspired to make this crown with these flowers in particular. So a lot of this is going to be personal preference. How big you want the crown, what kind of colors you want to incorporate, the style. Obviously I chose these little flowers right here, the orange ones, and they had different tones. They had a lighter tone as well to the lightest orange that I show you guys here, but they had this orange that I'm cutting up, and then they also had the light orange, but it's the same style. And then I picked up some roses because red roses is just so symbolic. It's just a nice touch. For me personally, I wanted to detail a couple of flowers, not just one particular, and we're going to be trying to use most of the stem and most of the product. I tried not to waste too much product. So I did find that when I was cutting the roses, the stem, it has a wire inside, so try not to use scissors. If you have those like plier thingies to cut metal, that would be way better, so that way you don't mess up your scissors. But if scissors is all you have, I would say just gently perforate the sides of the wire, and then you'll be able to bend it to where it'll break by itself. So here I'm just choosing and picking what flowers I'm going to use, and then I'm trying to eyeball them to where what style I want them. Now I found that when you cut the stems, there's going to be sometimes with those stems there's going to be a longer flower and then a shorter flower. I find that if you can put the longer flower above the short flower, gravity will just droop down the flower, making it look nicer. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does give it a little special effect there. Smaller flower will give it a more full effect when it's at the bottom. Here I'm just arranging the flowers and looking. I actually found after cutting a bunch of the flowers that you don't actually need to cut them. You're just able to pull them apart from the stem. For the roses it's a little harder, but with the other regular flowers like the orange ones, it was just easy to pull because it's plastic, not like the roses that are actually wire on the inside. So here I'm just sticking them. Some of them I did cut, and then others I just pulled apart. And I do like the little stems on the side, so I just kept those. But if you don't want them, then go ahead and remove them with your scissors. But I personally like them. They give it a special touch. And then we will be using the leaves as well, and we're going to be placing it on the one of the sides there. So make sure to keep things close to you. Don't discard them right away. So I'm just gluing. It's been a minute since I've used a hot glue gun, you guys, and I gotta say, this glue gun was pretty good. I was scared that it was gonna be runny, like a lot of other glue guns that I've used in the past, but no, I did not have that issue. It was very good at melting. It wasn't too fast or too slow, so highly recommend this one. They definitely had a bunch of different colors at Michael's. They had a gold one, rose gold, blue, almost all the basic colors that you can think of, so I think it's a good option if you're on the market for a hot glue gun, and it's not too big or too small. So here you can see I do this kind of like motion so that the glue doesn't go everywhere. I just spin it in a little circle while I'm detaching the glue gun, and it just glides, like it just prevents glue from getting on my table. It's still not perfect, but yeah. So as you can see, this is what it's starting to look like. And what I did is that I took a big rose, and then in the middle I would have put like 3 to 4 flower stems. As you can see here, I tried to variate the color combination so that it's not just one solid color. If I put a lighter tone flower in the center, then I put two orange flowers on the side just to balance out the colors, and then I just kind of rotate that. So for the next one I would put 2 lighter flowers on the outside and then 1 darker flower on the inside. As you can see, the flowers came with a zigzag type stem, so I decided to use that also, and you'll see how I use it down the road. Almost done here. As you can see, it's starting to look really good. It's starting to come together, and I used those leaves. At first I was just gonna add like 3 or 4 to the top there so I could just like mask some of the stuff that I was doing, but then I decided to just fill the whole thing with the leaves. But I'm just going ahead and adding more. This is definitely personal preference. If you want to fill out the whole crown, then go ahead. I did find that I used maybe about 3 flower stems, one of roses and 2 of the little flowers, one in orange and one in a lighter orange. And placing those leaves sort of on top of where I lay down the flower stems, so that way I can hide it a little bit better and not have just like a jumbled mess. But I think this crown is super pretty. I have a pretty large sized head, and so this crown fit just right on me. But I'm also gonna put it on my wall, just have it sideways so that it gives my room a fall aesthetic. I'm just going in with the hot glue gun again. As the glue dries down, you can position the flowers in certain ways. I found that the stems really allowed you to maneuver the flowers whichever way you want. You can just intertwine it with the other flowers and such. Don't worry too much as you go about like it being perfect. Once you're towards the end, you can like eyeball it and see if you want to add more flowers. That'll be just a little bit easier. As you can see, I'm going to take my leaves and I'm going to be just tracing it all around the rim there. My objective is kind of to give it a fuller look and to fluff it up, but also hide the stems where I glued the flowers down. This is just going to pull it all together and give it a more aesthetically pleasing view. It is so beautiful. You could also do this on a headband, by the way. Obviously on a headband it'll be a smaller space, but you could pretty much do the same. And you're officially done with the crown. It's actually a really easy DIY to do. It's a fun family activity if you have smaller kiddos. Let me know if you try this out and tag me on Instagram if you do. And thank you guys so much for your support. If you're not subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!